Welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and I'm back again, guys. I know it's been a long time. It's been 3 weeks. Oh, gotta meet that. 1 second. Yeah, so I've been about 3 weeks. So you guys got the channel update last week where I was explaining to you guys all the stuff that's been happening. Lifelink Games moved to a whole new location. We had a whole new set of things we had to do to get set up. We had to fix up the storage, we had to fix up the back, we had to fix up the bathrooms, we had to do complete video run-throughs to make sure that our WPN status and our other store status with the Bandai Card Fest stayed active and good. We're obviously running a bunch of events and tournaments, and there was just a lot of chaos that's been happening for the last couple weeks. And of course, this last weekend was the Bandai Card Fest, where yours truly was able to participate in the Nationals event for representing Union Arena. I've got a lot of great stuff I want to cover for it. Today, we're going to go over quite a bit of really fun stuff. I'm going to cover my overall experience on the entire event, give you guys some really cool stories and showcase some of the stuff that happened, the do's, the goods, the bads, the uglies, some of the stuff that I hope to see that they improve upon, the things that I know that they did improve upon, and clearly listening to those surveys. So if you're out there and you haven't filled out those surveys, you're doing something wrong. There's a lot that can be gained from this, and I got to tell you, I've never seen a company respond faster to customer feedback in a very positive way. This is something seldom seen in businesses today, where they can see this customer feedback, revamp it, rechange things, and they did a lot of things for the good for a lot of the people out there, and I'm going to go over those in a little bit. I'm going to tell you my tournament experience, what place I ended up at, how I did in all the other events that I participated in, all the things that were available there, so you guys can get an idea. Tell you about how every single one of those events went, and the kind of the how I felt about how they were organizing it, because they tested out a lot of really cool new events I really think you guys should check out. Going to give you guys a little bit of news on the channel and give you guys a schedule update to give you guys know when we're going to keep going live and get ourselves back in the regular rotation. Because I do realize today, you're like, hey, he's going live at like 4 o'clock. He never goes live at 4 o'clock. Well, yeah, because today I have to go into Lifelink to start officially recording events again. I am finally back in. The studio is up and running. Praise be. Thank you to everybody that helped us out through all those things. We successfully got all of our WPN status updates and approvals. We have finally got our addresses in the system appropriately so you can find us within that new target location. We have got so many things up and running. The studio has got lights, it's got cameras, it's got action. We are ready to get back into the groove, covering all of our favorite games here at Lifelink Games and at Humble Pie. We're going to be having Union Arena coverage, some updates, and some short bit of content. We're going to have some updates on the we're going to have going right back to back with the One Piece events and all the One Piece coverage, and getting you guys caught up with what's happening in the media, what's happening in the news, what's all this chaos happening with the sets, the scalpers and the reprints and all the chaos that's happening out there. The Gundam stuff we're going to be covering on Fridays. All you Bandai lovers are going to be absolutely well fed with content coming through. We got Riftbound content coming up, and I got a whole new schedule. For those Ripbound players, I want to get that and check in. We'll be doing straight to YouTube content with coverage the way I like the coverage to be, because I've worked with some casters to make sure that we can get some regularly issued content for you and some coverage for the Ripbound card game. Hopefully, if this thing continues to work out, we'll steamroll this into the coverage that I like to see for both Gundam, One Piece, Union Arena, all the games I love to play that you guys will see me play, Magic the Gathering, get those store tournaments in there, get the major release events in there. Walk you guys through all the amazing stuff. Of course, we had a great set coming up this weekend. This weekend is going to be packed at Lifelink Games. There is a lot of great stuff to cover. We have a store championship. We have an RCQ. That's going to be out there for Magic the Gathering for standard players. Opportunity to get yourself into the Pro Tour. Good opportunity for you to get some practice in, and standard's looking a lot of fun right now. I think they're doing a pretty good job with that. You want me to get the cards to help you record stuff? You know, honestly, would you be helpful? Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff that I want to be doing for some short contents and some things we were thinking about in that long drive we had all the way out to Vegas. Yes, you heard me right. We drove from Virginia to Vegas starting Wednesday, got there Thursday, got everything set up, and we'll go into all the details about how that trip went. Got back early this morning, and I'm obviously tired because it's a long trip, but I'm here to tell you guys everything you need to know about the Bandai Card Fest, and maybe fill you guys in some of the really cool stuff that you might experience if you guys decide to travel out there in these Bandai Card Fests and get yourself qualified, or even side events with guest invites. A lot of fun stuff for everybody, and the invited and the competitors and the non-competitors. There's a lot of great stuff for you to do out there. So I will be going over all the things that they offer. They really went all out for this Nationals event. I really was appreciative of how many more tables they opened up, how many more places for people to play, trade, do what they wanted to do in the card game. Just the pre-buy stuff that did it for the Gundam stuff was phenomenal. It made things so much smoother in some processes. They really improved like tenfold on all the Bandai Card Fests that I've been to. And I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of people out there telling you probably a little bit of things differently. Obviously, this is from my perspective. This is coming from a competitor's perspective. I had special privileges that I'll go over to later that made my experience a little more unique than those out there. And it doesn't mean that because I had a good time, that other people could not have had a good time, and vice versa. This is my perspective. This is how I see it. I am not sponsored. I am not paid. I am not given anything yet. Maybe someday. I'll tell you when it happens if it does. But I'm not anything other than just a regular patron of the Bandai card games and a fan and a competitor out there, and just someone who's well invested in wanting to see these things succeed, because your success is my success, and vice versa to the rest of the community. The success of this card games is a success to all of you out there. So all of you can be out there enjoying your card games, seeing the prices and the values flip out there, getting the opportunity to make some money or play these competitions and go with your friends and play these amazing games that we love to do. In a world where everything's trying to be taken away from us, this is the prime time where these card games can really shine. Everything's going digital. I'm sure you've seen a lot of other content creators talk about digital this, digital that, monetization, the lottery stuff. Kind of unique because it's a lot of Las Vegas kind of specific, but there's a lot of people out there that are just like, yeah, the games get a little piratey. They're not piratey, but they're getting a little pushy, a little greedy, if you will, when it comes to their monetization. And there's an opportunity for these card games to really capitalize on the lack of places for people to go play games. We're losing bowling alleys, we're losing arcades, we're losing movie theaters, we're losing a lot of the things post-COVID that have not recovered yet. There's a lot of things that we used to do socially where there was more fairs and county fairs and things for people to do out in the wild to interact and meet people, and it's starting to get smaller and smaller, and that means card games can fill that big vacuum that is necessary for people to get the necessary social interaction that they should be getting. I'm not talking about online, I'm talking about in person, where you get to talk to someone, get to meet someone, do a road trip like I did, where you get to meet someone more personally and get to know people so you can relate to them and make some good bonds and good friendships. Because I gotta say, the one thing we did very well in this trip, we had a good group of 4 people. The bond could not be tighter after this long, exhausting trip. I know a lot of them are going to come and tell you that yes, it was long, it was exhausting, but I promise you, all of them will say that it was an absolute wonderful time to be able to share stories, our past, our future, our desires, our wants, and everything else that you could not experience if you sit online doing swipe left, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, whatever. I'm going to get this, grind this, buy this, get this microtransaction, talk trash online. This is experience you can only get when you create a good group of friends who are traveling together, having a good time, splitting the bill, making things affordable for you to go across country and see the beautiful things and how big this world is and how incredibly small it really is too, right next to it. A lot of people out there. It was a lot of fun. Yes. Ryder, good to see you. Thank you for the exclamation point join out there on YouTube. Yes, I am checking. I will be doing a wheel. I have the packs. I'll during the break, I'll grab the packs, but I do have 2 packs to give away. These will be the second 2 packs from the community box I'll be giving away at the end of the stream. I do have all the stuff that I bought, all the stuff that I got. I will be showcasing that for you guys. This isn't a self-brag. This is just to show you guys what I had. So I'll definitely let you guys know. I got some pictures. I'm gonna kind of like do this. Oh, well, this is my experience in the good old Las Vegas, and give you that slideshow. I promise you I'll make it fun. I have some great tournament rundowns and I built some stuff for you guys to understand what had happened to me in my experience in the Union Arena competition. I built some pictures to show you guys my experience from the entire event, and there's just a lot for me to show you. I'm really looking forward to showcasing this all for you. I hope you guys, I'm probably gonna turn this into a YouTube video to make this more available, because I do realize that most of you last minute notice, you're like, what's going on? This is 4 o'clock. Why is he going live? Well, I have to go back to Lifelink here in less than an hour and a half, so I'm going to be going a little bit fast, but I want to give you guys a complete rundown. I want you guys to get an idea of what it was like in this Bandai Card Fest. So starting off with the first thing, I want to do my complete review of the Bandai Card Fest. What I would give it for stars, what I would do for the overall experience, and again, I'm telling you guys from the perspective as a competitor, which was vastly different than everybody else who might have been general entry, who might have been trying to do just side events, who might have been doing vastly other things that they might have been there for, if you're even able to get in. starters, the lottery system, I feel like needs to be improved. I feel like you could accommodate more, but I have to say, out of the amount of people, thousands of people that they accommodated for this, we were 5, 6, 7K out there with amount of people that were at that event on the outside and the inside of the sellers, the vendors. There was thousands of people, and they managed that very well for it being thousands of people. Were there problems? Absolutely. Will there always be problems? Absolutely. Be a realist. Don't go into this thing thinking that you can manage thousands of people in multiple side events, a main event, side demos, and retail, and paint-a-thons, and these little practice areas, and announcement studios, and the amount of things that are going on in this thing, this entire event. You were managing thousands of people, and they did an amazing job. And of course, the greedy people that we are, we want more. We want more. Unfortunately, my media manager and my camera artist, everything that she helps out with the channel, Midnight, did join me on the trip. However, she was not able to get into the event because her wait list had been denied. She found this out Tuesday, which is literally the day before we were going to leave, that she was denied this wait list. But she did not give up. She was still going to be there to support, do what she could at the hotel, and see what we all just said, okay, let's see if we can do this. Hey, Lethal Mango, good to see you. Thank you for that exclamation point join. Yes, get in there for the packs. And a follow, appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yes, there was another individual, Marcus, a good teammate and my prime tester for most of my games. He was not able to get in. He also did not find out until Tuesday that he was denied, which, when we're going to be traveling, you're buying tickets, you're buying hotels, you're buying this stuff well in advance. It's kind of insulting to get a denied letter literally a day before you're about to travel. Now, we still made do. I still made something out of it. Not the best. I think I learned some stuff, and that'll be between me and them about how we can make these events a lot more entertaining, given you might not get inside the building. But a lot of people got denied, which means there could have been tens of thousands of people that they could have had for these events, but a lot of people got denied. Their LCQ invites, they got denied. Their wait list for general entry, they got denied. So many different things, and it's sad. And what's sad is that you have such a high demand, such a high amount of people that want to play your card games, that want to be a part of this, that want to be here, not just for selfish reasons, but because they love the card games, they love the IPs, and you're having to deny them and push them away. You have so many people that you're literally having to lottery purchasing power, purchasing capability. You're having a lottery, invitations, participation. You're still doing this for the side events and the regionals and all the rest of these other events that you're throwing at just the local game store area. You have got a game that, if you don't start making room for, is going to deter people from coming into the game because they're not able to play and they're not able to do what they want to do. So while I'm talking to you directly, is not crapping on you, sorry here, Bandai, but you have this demand, you have these people who want to play these games, and you're not really opening these up to accommodations. I've been to at least 40 Magic conventions, Yu-Gi-Oh conventions, anime conventions, Comic-Cons. They handle twice, if not 3 times as many people as you do. And most of the time, they're not pushing people away. Most of the time, they're not even selling out all their tickets because they're opening up for some of these mass people. That's opening to the masses to meet the demand to which your product has. It's the same thing with what we're talking about and product that you can buy, stuff that you want to get. You're not meeting demand. Demand is high. You have to meet it. If you don't, they'll walk away. And those are people that you could be a part of this amazing community of card players. You don't want to lose that opportunity, Bandai. You don't want to lose that opportunity to grow these games and fight in a very, very competitive arena right now. Card games, if you guys are out there, have been the new thing. Logan Paul's, the Beast, the Mr. Beast, and I'm not going to crap on Moist Critical because that man's been doing it for day one. Love that dude. Used to play him in Union Arena, but in Yu-Gi-Oh. But there are creators out there that are booming these card games, explaining to the people that, hey, are you tired of being ripped off digitally? Are you tired of paying for these microtransactions? Are you tired of getting your money just taken and squeezed out of you by these greedy corporations? Well, here's a social game that you can fill your social battery and play some card games and play competitively, get rewards and financial return, not digital pats on back, not I paid to win, so get it, noob. I spent $10,000 on my character, and now I can beat you in every little game that it's pay to win. No, this is people with skill, people with talent, people with passion who show up for these games. That is still luck. There's always luck. Don't ever take that away. Don't ever let me take that away. There's always luck. But in that, there are still competitive players that want to be a part of this, and people that want to chase these dreams of bidding themselves on the national stage. And you're denying it with these lotteries. You're denying it with these caps. There's so many people that want to be out there that are willing to spend money on you. They want to give you their money. They willingly want to throw these things out of appreciation and thank you, that when I purchase something from Bandai, I'm going to get a return on investment on these purchases. I'm going to get either something I really love using, or even stuff that might turn into some value later on for having been able to own the product. That's huge. That's great. This is where I think most people are going to keep moving, as long as we have digital media, AI, all that stuff. And trust me, it's related. All this craziness that's happening where people are absolutely disenfranchised from being able to be a part of these communities and want and need to have these communities. Card games are going to thrive, but you, Bandai, need to capitalize on the existing player base. Feed the people the product. Feed the people the things they want. Give them the competition. Stop capping them. Stop lottering. Hey, what's up? Good to see you, Kyuki. Good to see you. But yes, I'm doing a complete Bandai review of the event. I'm trying to go over my overall analysis. Getting back into the story of my experience at Bandai. Two of my friends were not able to get into it. Denied on Tuesday. We drove anyways, and we went up on Wednesday. Arrived on Thursday, great time, got to get it in the hotel, got to see a little bit of Vegas and walk around, and kind of got to the game stores and went a little shopping, and we stopped by some Walmarts on the way, got some really cool product that was kind of like in what we call BFE, these random out of nowhere Walmarts that were stocked with Pokemon, with Gundam and other stuff, and we're just kind of raiding that stuff to get the tins, get the special edition stuff, anything we could find on the shelves. Some of them, surprisingly, completely bought out. Even in a Walmart that was in the middle of nowhere, the stuff was still bought out. So even in these rural areas where I used to be able to find really cool gems, those places were bought out a certain product. But I digress. It was still great to see the country. Lovely, beautiful side. We got to see just about all of the southern side of America. Beautiful mountains, beautiful ranges, amazing sunsets and sunrises. We got to really experience how vast America really is, while also being able to appreciate all the different cultures from all the different places we got to visit and the cool places we got to dine as we were traveling across America, road trip style. Now comes into my first bit of complaints outside of course, the lottery stuff. As a competitor, they did a really good job in a lot of things, but here's where I had the biggest gripe. On Friday morning, I get the two people that were going to be in the LCQ for my Humble Army. I had Roy that was playing for Gundam, and I had Porter who was playing for One Piece. Dropped both of them off early morning. They were in line for 30 minutes. They got into their events. That transition of people, smooth. You're talking 1,600 people playing for the Last Chance Qualifier in One Piece. Over, was it 700 people there for Gundam, trying their chance for Last Chance Qualifier. Sold out. I don't know what the cap was for Union Arena, and I didn't get inside. I couldn't see it, but I know that they were sold out. Dragon Ball Fusion World, pretty full. Digimon, big, huge. Digimon was just insane with the amount of people. Not as big as One Piece. One Piece was the biggest by far. 1,600 people, that was insane. Managed well, smooth, rounds went great, judge calls were fantastic. They properly managed all the people out there. They got those people in 30 minutes, got them to their play area, smooth transition. Every single round was fantastic. It moved. The judges did an amazing job. This is all feedback from the people that was inside. I was a competitor on the outside. They finally allowed me to get in line after they issued them in around 9 o'clock. I've been there since 7:30. I get myself in line at 9 o'clock. I stand outside in the sun, and I think I got these videos here. I want to show you guys the pictures here in just a minute. get it up and running so I can show you guys. Yep. Let's go check it out. South side of the convention center, all the way on the other side, because everyone was parking out front. Good little 5-minute walk. You know, it was good for me. It was good for the exercise. Got to do it. All right. Not my name. Good to see you. Thank you for the comment, and we'll put you in the wheel. But here we go in the back side of the building. There's probably about 1,000 people in this line. Feeble Rat, good to see you. Thank you. There's probably about 1,000 people in this line. From 9 o'clock till 12:30, I stood here, sun beating down. For you guys might have been used to the winter weather that's been hitting the entire United States. Now it was nice and warm. It was nice and warm in Vegas. Where, of course, we're in a desert, obviously, right? So, sun's beating down. I can't leave. I'm by myself because I'm the only one in the group that qualified for this thing. It's not a self-brag. That's just, actually, it was kind of like a detriment to my entire experience, if I want to be honest with you. I would love to have more people that were qualified for this event, because being as lonely as I was, I did get to talk to some people. It was great to chat with them. Very, very, very good group of people. All these people qualified for the various different events. I'm probably about 200-300 people back in line, as I was one of the first there at 7:30 to drop off my last chance qualifier Humbros. And I stood there for 3.5 hours. No water, couldn't leave the line, couldn't go to the bathroom. Just stood there in line with everybody else. People were putting their hoods up because it was getting so hot. Like, this wasn't even for cold. This was just because the sun was blaring down and people were getting sunburns. I was seeing people looking like they were getting sun damage, and just honestly, we're card game players. We're not used to being outside for a long time. Let's be real. So a lot of these people were not doing too well. A lot of people were making magazine hats, which was really funny to try and block the sun. But we were out there for 3.5 hours. The process is smooth when they finally opened the doors. So after 3.5 hours of staying outside, we get to go inside the convention center. We all got our badges for the competitive badge. That process, literally 5 minutes. One Piece, on the other hand, holy God. They had lines for lines, people. Lines for lines for them to get into the One Piece event, because they had so many people registered for the main event. It was by far the biggest one. And they were all over here. But my getting up in here in Union Arena couldn't have been 5 minutes. They had a very awesome technical crew. People understood what they were doing. They just got the process and problems fixed. Great amount of people. The help that was on the outside was absolutely outstanding. Very professional, very great. Like, just went beyond their level of necessity to make the experience pretty amazing. However, the 3.5 hours outside was torture. But that wasn't the most torture. After we got in, Bandai decided to do something that was really cool. And they made a competitor-only retail available. So if you qualified, you don't have to play that rat race game of trying to find a QR code, get it in a time slot, get into the retail line, hope that there's product left by the time you get through it, or anything that you want at that point. But competitors had this like advanced access to the retail department. So obviously, after everybody got the competitor badge, we were allowed to go upstairs, up into the retail area. In the retail area, they did a really brilliant, I think I'm going the wrong direction. Yeah, they did a really brilliant thing of allowing you to pick certain things that you're allowed to get, and they limited it 1 per person. So if you got in this line, you could only get 1 set of sleeves, 1 set of playmats, and 1 thing of the card collections. Uchiha says a lot of praise from the complaint segment. Honestly, yeah, I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. And I'm explaining to you guys like the torture I went through just to get to this point, but this is great. This is what you should do. They listened to the feedback, and they did this. They created these sheets where they limited the amount of people, so you don't have people coming in with thousands of dollars saying, hey, I want 47 of this One Piece map that's going for $1,600 online right now. I want 47, so that way when the 50th person comes in line, we're sold out. Do you know how many times I've been at Bandai Card Fest within the first 100 people, and all the stuff that I wanted was completely sold out? Because some guy with a big pet, that doesn't care about credit card debt or had more money than sense, bought everything out and just scalped the market and made it impossible for the people to get what they wanted. It's insane. So they did it right. They gave it 1 playmat, 1 set of sleeves, 1 card collection. The card collection is the same one that's been rotating around. I was happy to get this because I didn't get a full set after I got the cards I needed to use from this One Piece one, but there was sadly nothing for Union Arena and nothing for Gundam. There was a pre-buy thing, I'll get into that later, for Gundam. You, of course, could get any of the sleeves you want to get, and then you can get one of the playmats. And guys, these playmats were going insane prices. A lot of FOMO, a lot of fear missing out game prices. The mats for these things will not stick at $1,600. This mat is not worth $400. It is a beautiful mat. The One Piece one specifically is a beautiful mat. I love it. I think it's fantastic. They did a great job with the artwork. It is not worth $1,600. It is FOMO crap. No mat. In all the history that I've been selling mats and buying mats, I have hundreds upon hundreds of mats. They've never gone for more than $400. I don't care how limited. These things sold out. There are more of these One Piece playmats than any of these other playmats on the field right now. Because the only thing that I was able to find out that sold out was the One Piece mat. So that means there's fewer of these mats out and the other ones than there are of this limited edition playmat that you can get from One Piece. I, of course, went with the Soul Leveling playmat because Union Arena, love it. I'm super hyped. I think that Soul Leveling is going to bring in a bunch of people into the game. I'm super hyped. I definitely think that Soul Leveling is the big win that's going to put Union Arena on the map. Not as big as One Piece, but still up there, beating maybe Digimon and maybe even Gundam in some cases, depending on how many people we can pull into the Union Arena game. So I went with the Soul Leveling. The Soul Leveling APs are going for $250 a piece. The mat itself is going for like $200, and there are fewer of these out there than there are this One Piece mat. But I didn't get it because I want to resell it. I got it because I wanted it. Those APs are gorgeous. Then you can go to this page where you could buy certain things. You can only get certain amounts and accessories. You could only buy like so many packs, so many boxes. You could only get it from certain IPs, starter decks, and bundles. This is where I got a very butthurt because as a Gundam player, I was ostracized. I got aggressively had this thing taken from my hand and crossed out all the Gundam stuff, what I desperately needed because we don't have enough Gundam product. They didn't print enough of these starter decks, and I don't want to pay from scalpers. I refuse to buy from scalpers. It only helps them and keeps them in business. But they came through, and I say aggressively within lightheartedness. The guy was a nice dude, but he grabbed my paper and he crossed this off and told me, no, you can't get Gundam. You didn't qualify for Gundam, so you don't get Gundam. I just wanted a few starter decks. I'm working on my collection here. But fair enough. They had limited Gundam. They wanted to make sure Gundam players got it. Fair enough. Whatever. I didn't get Gunpla. I didn't get this stuff, but they did get some of the other stuff I wanted. Additionally, they had some figures and some limited edition stuff where you could get event exclusive stuff. One of the event exclusives I got was this Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam. I'll showcase this a little bit better when I go into the actual product I've purchased, but this was one of the things I purchased because this was an event exclusive Gunpla. Really like Freedom Gundam. I'm playing it right now in Gundam as it is. So I was like, hey, I'll just get this this really unique Gunpla that's limited to only be sold at this event. And this is what it's really about, guys. Is you go to these things, you get the stuff that's limited to the event because that stuff is what has a value, and sometimes you can trade in to get your money back for the expense of the trip. So going back into having been in line for 3.5 hours outside, I'm dehydrated. My legs are on fire. I have been standing for 3.5 hours. I have not had any food. I have not been able to leave the line. And now I have to rush into the retail line to get myself up here as soon as possible. It's because the line for this was growing and growing and growing. And I wanted to get this thing done. In my head, I'll be out of here by 1, 2 o'clock. Go to the rest of the day, hit up Captain Literal, hit up some of the other fans I plan to meet up with, go play some card games, go to the card shops, go meet back up with my other friends that couldn't get into the event. I was all excited. I was ready to go. Let's do this. So got myself in line. I'm now in this big group of this, what we call zigzag lines, or if you have the fun little wraparound lines in this room. I am maybe 200 people back in this line, and I'm in a room before this room. This was the retail room. I'm in a room in this one where I'm halfway through the zigzag line, and I'm waiting to get into this room that had a zigzag line to get the product that I wanted. The forums made things a lot easier, but not fast enough. Sorry, I'm trying to find the... These things are all over in the order. So, in my zigzag room, over here, this line leading into the main retail, this is people going into this zigzag room, which is connected to another zigzag room across the hall there, leading into my room. They had 3 rooms dedicated to people waiting in zigzag lines, waiting to get product. I was in this line, was it for 9 hours. I was the first 100 or 200 people. I was in this line for 9 hours, waiting to get my product, waiting to get there. I have not had a break. I could not get food. I could not get out of line. I was the only one in line waiting for this. I was trapped in this convention trying to get my product, hoping this would be faster, hoping I could get this stuff. And I was stuck in what I considered to be absolute H-double hockey sticks. It was insanely painful. My legs were on fire. My legs, I had lost circulation in my shins. I'm not used to standing for 12 hours a day, guys. I'm sorry. I work a desk job during the day, and then I sit down and do studio and I play card games. You don't stand up while you're playing card games. I am not used to standing up for 12 hours. Most people in this area are not used to standing up for 12 hours. I have been through what they call SEER, this survival training session, and during SEER, there's a day where they stick you in a tiny cage and don't let you sit down, and you sit on your hind legs in this tiny cage that you can't fit in, and you're stuck in this confined cage for 12 to 24 hours, depending on what you did. This felt worse. I don't know why. I have been through torture training. This felt worse. Myself and people in this line were 6 people away from getting our product, and we were screaming. I'm screaming in my head. This guy said it out loud. This was hilarious. This guy's he's in front of me and said, I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know if I can keep this up. Now, mind you, we're the first 200 people. There's the zigzag room that was led in from the zigzag room that led to the entire escalator outside of people behind us. There's an entire room over here, one room over here, and one room over here, full of people going from this line to this room, to this room, to this room, to eventually over here into where we got our retail. 4 rooms of zigzag people, and this was still the amount of people left. I left at nighttime when I finally got my product. These people were still in line. I don't know if they survived. I don't remember seeing their faces anymore. I'm pretty sure they disappeared. I'm pretty sure any friend that was willing to sit around and wait for them had just given up on them. They're done. They did not have enough people to hand out the product to these people to ensure that they could get their product. But I know that most of the people were able to get what they wanted. That's a huge plus. The way that they limited it, put it on that sheet, every person that you saw in line got their product as a competitor. So with you, congratulations if you qualified. Got your opportunity to get all the cool product, get all the swag stuff you wanted. Limited, of course, but you got all the stuff that you wanted. Congratulations. I got a box of, I'll show you guys when I get into that section, but I got all the boxes that I wanted to get. It was $109. It was fantastic. I was really happy to get stuff at like a good affordable price and get some really cool limited edition stuff and really cool stuff that it'll enhance my gameplay playing the Bandai games. Did you see that? Did you see that? How many people in that line? If I didn't get into a hot tub after this thing and get myself recovered, there is no way I was going to be ready for the competition on Saturday. Just no way. My body was shot. Stuck in line for this for 12 hours in total, Most of it outside, dehydrating myself. You know what was nice about being dehydrated? I didn't have to go to the bathroom because I'd sweat out all of the whatever I had to drink on the drive up in the day prior. So I didn't really have to go to the bathroom, not in emergency sense anyways, because I already sweated out when I was sitting outside for 3.5 hours. But I couldn't break, I couldn't leave, I couldn't go anywhere. I was stuck in line for 12 hours. And these people far more. I was one of the lucky ones. It just, this is insane. But this is how much demand they had. And outside of not hiring enough staff to make this retail move like this, everything else you did leading up to that point was perfect. Everything. The sheets, the limited to the people getting in there, the putting the bandage. They had us put like a little wristband on us, and then they cut it right before you purchased. That way you couldn't go in twice. You could just get that one time, get your purchase, get stuff that you wanted to get, walk out, and you were there. But that 2 things I need to accomplish on Friday took me 12 hours. Get my badge, get the retail, and go home. They had finished playing before I had finished grabbing my stuff. Like, they'd already done all the LCQ side event stuff. Some of them already got rides back to the hotel. Because I was still waiting in line. Oh, and it was madness. It was absolute madness. All right, now we're going to go into day 2. The Nationals, the main event. I'm in the big competitive event for Union Arena. I'm representing us, trying to get myself for the first place, hoping that there was going to be a world slot. Newsflash, there's no worlds for Union Arena. There was no worlds for Fusion World, for Dragon Ball. There's only going to be worlds for, and mind you, the other they will be represented for Asia, but US will not have representation in any of the other IPs outside of One Piece, Digimon, Are we back? All right, we're good now. Let's see if I fixed on YouTube. Yeah, it got fixed on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, guys. Oh, so it wasn't me. No, it wasn't you. No, everything's back up and running. We're back. We're good to go. Oh my, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So, I get, for those that don't know, I was talking about my first round matchup. I'm in the Worlds event. I thought everything was going to be best 2 out of 3 for the whole term. I was super excited for that. They informed us the day of that the best 2 out of 3 was only going to be for top 16. So my soul was shattered. I was really looking forward to playing best 2 out of 3 for this game. If you guys have heard my commentary when it comes to Union Arena, most of Bandai games, honestly, I like best 2 out of 3. I don't like, in a major event, having the entire thing be decided on whether you have a good or bad hand in the first couple rounds. You can legitimately, in every single Bandai card game out there, and even in every single other card game out there, you can have a bad hand, and that can literally cost you the entire tournament. That's it. You have a bad hand. You can, in One Piece, for those that don't believe me, you could have all 9 costs in your hand on a mulligan. What are you doing? Your opponent's running you over if they see you sweating. You could have nothing but bricks in hand. There are dead hands. There are dead things in One Piece. And Gundam, you can have all pilots and bases. And you're not doing anything. It happens. And Union Arena, you could not have energy generation. You couldn't play cards. It happens. Not often, but it happens. And when it does, it's devastating. You're in a professional tour. You're trying to get to this thing, and now we saw it. It's so bad, like in these games. We saw it on the live streams. We caught it in the live streams for the championship, where people were having dead hands and they couldn't play the game. Made for very boring content. Luckily, it was best 2 out of 3 for the rest of them. So there was 2 games that were good. There was just 1 game that was like, that was a bad game. What match they streamed kind of proves why best 2 out of 3 is better. Exactly, Uchiha. Exactly. The match they had for Union Arena specifically shows you why it is important to have best 2 out of 3. But I broke this thing down to let you guys know how my matchup went up against Jane. She was my round 1 opponent. Of course, I have one second. I'm terrible with names. Akari, those that don't know, the producer for Union Arena. Akari was standing behind me, watching me play this game against Jane. This was kind of like my super hype moment, because this is going to be my revenge date to get back at Jane for knocking me into 9th place at the Dallas Championship, forcing me in the bubble. But Jane was the one that knocked me out, and I was like, all right, it's revenge time. Let's go. I'm ready to go. So let me show you guys the board state and what happened. So Jane and the board state, we're going back and forth. I want to let you guys know I did stumble in the beginning. I'm starting to have a little bit of sweats, of course, having an audience of multiple judge watching me play the game and everything. I was starting to say like, oh, okay, let's go. So the first turn I played 2 cards. The third turn, or the second turn, I had to AP draw and pass the turn with an open AP. So I was stumbling. I was hurting for a bit in the game, and Jane looked at me and she said, oh, I'm sorry. This could be a quick game. And honestly, it very much could have been. However, after she hit me 3 times with her characters, I got a bunch of draw cards, and I got to go off. We're talking some of the greatest like comeback swings of a generation. After a couple of turns sided, I finally decided this was going to be the turn that I was going to drop my hand and go for game. She had come down, knocked me down to 1 life. I was able to poke at her to get her down to 3 life. Her board state, after she had ended up hitting into a special from life, and she hit a Toto in my life. So this one right here, from her turn, was a play where I was able to Toto from life, push one of my Totos up, pushed her 4K. What's her name? Mari. Push her 4K Mari to the back row, pulled her double pip up to trap her from not being able to make plays. I have now trapped her into being able to only generate 3 energy. She has a nullify impact, and she has a 3K double pip that I was able to push back. Chicken tennies! Generational comeback? Yes, absolutely. So as she as the board state comes to my turn, I drop a Mekimaru, pop one of her characters that was here for the third one. Yeah, she had 2 nullify impacts, by the way. Can't wait to play some your UA tomorrow. Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see it, brother. Thank you. But had a Mekimaru play, popped one of the nullify impacts that she had, because she did have 2 of these on the field. My play, my Mekimaru ends up killing this one with a play with the power reduction and 3K removal from the Mekimaru. Go up for a Toto, deny the swap. I say I don't need the swap for the second Toto here. So, and my turn, I get myself set up here. This is double damage. Double damage, that means I hit for 2 life. Impact, which means even if she blocks, except with this character, she's going to take 1. I am representing 2, 4, 5, 6 life point hits. She can only block 1. It goes into the board state. I want you to see this up close. Goes to the board state, and I look at her and she says, I can't win. I can't win. This game's over. Even if I take these hits and I somehow block out the double damages and I only take the 2 damage, from there, I have 1 life, I have no board, I have to push forward, and I have all the blockers for days. It doesn't matter. She can't get through my wall. She knows she can't win. This game is over. So she tanks. She looks at me and she says, I'm sorry. And I said, it's fine. It's a tough situation. I just put this thing out there. I'm about to sweep this game. I'm about to take game 1 after a stumble and the comeback of a century, as was said. And I said, take your time. And she looks at me and she says, I'll take the double damage. I swing with Toto. Let's get back here. I swing with Toto. She says, I'm going to pick. I look at her and I said, you're going to make me decide whether I win or lose this game. And she said, yep. Out of here, I have to pick 2 of the cards out of here. Both are going to activate at the same time, if they're a trigger at all. The only way that she wins this game is if these life hits change the state of the game. She needs exactly 1 special, 1 3K pump, or 2 special. She has already used 2 specials against me in this game. She only has 2 specials left in her deck and potentially in life. She can't have 2 3K pumps. This isn't enough for her to come back from this. She needs to kill one of my attackers and 3K pump to block and keep a character alive so she can fill this board back up. So she decides to take the 2. I pick here, I pick here. She flips both of them. she gets a special and a 3K pump. A 1 in 1 million chance, 1 in 1,000 chance, she flips over a special and a 3K pump. She pumps this character up to 6K for a block, KOs my Toto. Done. I lose an attack. She's down to 1 life. I have 2 attacks left, both of them with impact. She has nullify impact and she has a pumped character that can block it favorably. Going for my second attack. She immediately gets rid of her nullify impact. Going for my last attack. She blocks out. Turn saved. I'm at 1 life. I have 3 characters because she's killed one of them from the special hit. By the way, this is a draw card. This is just a draw card. Had I picked this one, I win. Had I picked this one, I would have won. Goes back to her turn. Everything gets restood. I have 2 4K bodies. I win next turn and she can't win. She is so incredibly excited because she realizes she now has a way to victory. Goes to her turn, draws, push forward. Puts out a character, puts out a separate character, not this one. Builds up, gets her board full. She now has 3 attacks. However, this one, you guys know what this ability is. It's pretty gross. Because she had very few actions to make. Bring this forward. Because she had so many few actions to take, she had the ability to, when attacking, I can pay 1 AP. If I do, draw a card and choose up to 1 character on the field other than Mari and switch it to active. Meaning she can give it, for 1 AP when attacking, an additional attack. With 3 attackers, that's 3 attacks to my 3 defenders. She attacks with Mari, restands her second attack, takes my last life. It's nothing. And she knocks me out of the tournament. The judges are watching. The director's watching. Everyone's actually kind of shocked. This game would have been epic television. I'm not kidding. This was an epic match. I am not salty because I realize that luck is a factor in this game. I had to pick, and I picked wrong. My choice cost me the loss because I picked the wrong lives. But she came back from that, knocked out probably the most epic games I've played in a long time. I was just flabbergasted. Hats off to her. Those who don't know, Jane swept the rest of the event. She didn't lose a single round. She was the only undefeated in the event, and I'm super excited for her in day 2. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Super excited to see her go to the top. Was hoping that she'd take the win, but I was so proud of her. Coming to round 2, I play up against a red Kenshin deck. Win the die roll. However, I mulligan into a hand I can't play. And similar to what you guys might have seen if you watched the video from the live stream, I didn't play the card game. My opponent went red. He pushed out every character. I hadn't played a card in 2 turns. I was doing AP draws and passing. Discarding to the exile zone. I couldn't play anything. I had mulligan into a bad hand. Now I'm 0-2. I'm like, my tournament's over. I can't get top 16. Most people would quit. Most people would just say, no, you just get out of here. It's done. Your tournament run's over. You're not going to top. You're not going to get in the top 16. There's no way for me. I'd already told midnight. I already told the text. I said, guys, I'm out of the tournament already. 2 rounds in, I get hit with that epic game from Jane, and I get into my second hand, and my hand is literally unplayable. And I'm just like, all right, this is it. I practice all here to lose in 2 rounds on best of 1 to these incredibly fun games, but just to lose to like this, whatever. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I could have dropped. I know I'm out. I'm done. This many people, there ain't no shot for me. I didn't quit. I kept playing. And I won. And I got myself into 44th place. I played against another yellow Eva deck, beat it smoothly. Easy. Played against a green Kenpachi deck, smoothly, beat it. Went through and played another Kenshin deck, beat it. Guys, the deck was the deck of choice. Toto was the deck that I choose. It was phenomenal. The deck did what it was supposed to. It was the most consistent out there. It had answers for every single deck that you saw in the top 16. It had answers. It has ways to beat them. It has ways to pull the vulnerable pieces up and destroy them and pop them and get rid of them. It has ways to screw with your opponent's game plan left and right. So if you know the matchup, Toto is a great pick and still very, very good. They say in the tier list is like 1.5. It's still top tier. If you know how to pilot Toto, you have answers for everything that's currently in today's meta. If the deck decides to roll the way they want to, you can win events with this deck. It is incredible. How do I know? Because day two, the next day during the competitor event, guess who got 4th place? Got 4th place for the limited quantity amount of people that could play. That only the competitors, the people that did in top 16, could be in the event. Got 4th place with Toto. Toto dominated. Toto was kicking butt. It was such a good deck. But unfortunate things happen. And luck is a factor. I had a wonderful matchup against a Kenpachi player. One of the Kenpachi players who knew my matchup was probably the most epic matchup for me to get in here because he knew, just like I knew, how to play this matchup. I played against this Kenpachi deck. I know what to do. He's played against his best friend who's been playing Toto forever. He knew what to do. We're staring at each other. We're poking, and we both knew that whoever went off first, if the other opponent had answers, they were going to win. And I tried. I stalled. I tried to play conservative. He played more conservative. He waited. I said, that's it. I'm going to try and push for game. I got him down to 1 life, passed the turn. He snickers because he realized, guess what? I've been waiting for you to go off, and now I'm about to destroy you. And he did. He popped everything on my board, knocked everything out, took care of all my threats, completely took back the game in his favor, left me stranded the next turn, and I'm like, yep, this is how the game goes. If you go off first in this matchup, there's a lot of matchups, like especially with Kenpachi. If you go off first against Kenpachi, you'll probably lose. You let them empty their hand. You let them drop everything before you go after them. That's how you beat them. I win more games than not by saying, okay, rush me. Oh, no. Oh, your board looks so scary. And then I just go, final trigger, final trigger, final trigger. Your board's done. I don't care. All right, good luck. Come back. You can't because you have 2 cards in hand. You're not coming back. I win. I've seen this matchup over and over again, and this guy knew too. He was a great player. I got to get his name. I'll find it in the break. But the guy was phenomenal. And him and I were talking to each other. And that's the one thing that I want to say about being in the competitive arena. And I can say this safely for all the IPs out there. The people that were playing for the competitive arena had been there before. They were humble. They were respectful. And they understood the game. They didn't get butthurt because they took a bad loss. They were very good people and understood that they're not guaranteed to win, that they got to get there. And they played like they understood the game. And for all of you out there that are saying, oh, it's all luck, all these games are just luck, that's all it is, just nonsensical luck. It's not skill. Guys, it's skill. And I'll tell you it's skill. You know why I know it's skill? Because Jane has been topping all of these events. I've been able to get in there, and I'm not trying to self-brag. I've been able to get into some of these events with my ability to play the card game. The names of the people that I saw at the championship, I had seen at multiple events, topping multiple events. When you have the same faces, the same people, topping multiple events, the logical conclusion is there's skill in this game. And there is. There's skill in One Piece, there's skill in Gundam, there's skill in Digimon, there's skill in Fusion World, and there's skill in Union Arena. There is. There's levels of play. Each of them have their casual side, each of them have their competitive side, but there are levels of play for each one of these card games. Luck has to be a factor because it's the only way to make the game fun. But it is what it is. And I gotta tell you, like, the people that I played against, phenomenal. The people that I got to talk to and rationalize with, geniuses of this game, next level. And I'm willing to bet you I'll see the same people if I can qualify. I'm willing to bet you I'm going to see a lot of the same faces in all the different games. And am I chasing it? You better believe I am. I'm hoping with a Humber Army we're going to be able to qualify again. All right, that's going to break it up for my tournament experience overall. I'm going to talk about some other things that kind of get like sprinkled in here and some of the cool side event stuff when I come back. I'm going to showcase all the stuff that we got. And of course, I'm going to give the pack away, so I got to get the wheel built up. Stay tuned, tell your friends. I'm giving away some free packs. I'll show you guys those when I come back from this break. I got to hydrate, got to get ready. And of course, I'm going to make it quick because I got to head over to Lifelink where we're going to start recording and get back into the grind for you guys starting next week. Here at Humble Pie, we're going to get back in the grind. We got games every single night just for you. You like them? You're in the right place. Stay tuned. I got more for you. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Homebrew Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, here with my HR manager. Here in the flesh, Kai is here. She's saying hello. She missed me. Apparently, she was whimpering while I was gone. She missed me. I was gone from Wednesday until today, when I finally got home this morning from the Bandai Card Fest in Las Vegas. That happened just this last weekend. I'm sure you guys saw the tweets. I'm sure you guys saw all the social media hits. Who won all the different games? We had the top, the best of the best players in one piece, and we got to see Ace take down the championship. Congratulations to that player. I can't remember his name. We got to see the Red Kenshin take down the Union Arena. We got to see Blue Purple and Gundam, a deck that Roy Mustang, one of the guys I was traveling with, it took and piloted and has been piloted since GDO 2, and it was able to he knew this deck was going to be good, but with the cards that came out in GDO 3, came back, won it, and it was a mirror match in the finals, because apparently everyone else caught on that Blue Purple was the deck to play for Gundam. I don't know what won for Digimon. I wasn't paying that close attention. I'm sorry, but congratulations to the people that won there. Congratulations to all the competitors in the event. And it was a pleasure meeting most and all of you guys that I could, to just see faces, see the creators out there. Some of you creators, I wish you would have come up and talked to me, because I didn't find out until after that some of you creators that have been watching my channel were there and didn't say hi. I wish you would have. It'd have been great to talk to you. But I did get to see Luffy TV, got to run into Eggman for a little bit. I got to see the producers and talkers for the event and got to talk to them on the side. I don't know if they knew who I was. It doesn't matter. I'm a small creator right now, for now. We're going to get up there, guys. We're going to grow. But I do have packs to give away. As promised, at the end of the stream, we will be giving away 2 more packs from our community box. These are now 4 packs deep in this community box. We are now going to be coming back next week fully live. I do apologize. I'd love to come back and start telling you guys that this week we're going to be back. However, work decided that they need to send me on a work trip. So I'm going to be leaving town this week. And I'll be coming back on Friday just in time for the new release of the EBO 3 that everyone's talking about. The girls collection is back. It's ready to go. We've got that release. We got the store tournament. We have the RCQ for standard. We've got Union Arena Championships. We have online regionals for that I'll be sponsoring a couple of people to help get them into the event. Hopefully they'll qualify themselves. I did not get into the offline cup. Or online cup. I did get into the offline cup in April, so I will be defending my title or trying to get myself back into the competition coming this. No, Kai, you're good. I will be trying to try my best at Virginia and trying all the regionals leading up to the nationals again to try and see if I can get myself resituated in Union Arena. I'll also be competing in Gundam, and I'll also be competing in One Piece. We'll see if I can get into any of them, because I play all the games and I do love them. So root me on. Let's see if I can get there. More of the story from where you guys left off. I was just telling you guys that never give up, never surrender, always keep playing, play to your outs. Because had I given up, I would have given up on my opportunity to get top 16 or top 64 for prizing. So let's see. I think I have it here, but I did get a bunch of prizing from the demos and my deck. I didn't give up after taking 2 bad losses in the early the game. Kept coming back, kept fighting my way through it, and I was able to get myself back into the top contender slot. Because I got top 64, I was able to walk away with this. Not much. It's a finals AP. These are really hard to get. You can only get these if you're a competitor. You can only get 1 for getting your badge. You can get a second one for making top 64, and you can't get a third unless you top 16 or you win in the top 8 of the competitor-only competition. I got 4th place in the competition. For those out there that are wondering, I was running Toto. My deck is out there. You can check it out on experts.dev. The deck didn't change anything. It was a deck of choice. I knew it was going to be good. Every single time I played my opponent, when the deck did what it was supposed to do, it was a one-sided fist fight. It is the most brutal deck that rewards people for understanding the matchups, for understanding timing, who are good at practicing or withholding their opportunity to go off until they know that they can go for game, or they just get put in a situation where it's like, I need to go off, I have to do this now, and keep the tempo. It has answers, and one of the few decks that has answers to what's in the meta, and it is always going to be, in my opinion, a very good deck and a good choice. If you're in your locals, definitely recommend playing it. You're going to get some easy wins because the deck is punishing. Very good deck. I still stand by the fact I should play that deck. Just unfortunately, luck was not on my side. But with my performance, I was able to get 3 of these APs. So now I have a complete play set of these finalist APs that you can get that are not going to be, they're going to be completely different starting this next season. So these are once and only your opportunity to get these prize cards. We'll see what the scalpers knock this thing up to. Claps for Toto. Yeah, get it. I'm clever. Toto power, baby. Toto, the Boogie Woogie was strong this weekend. I was the only one representing Toto. I was the only one playing that. I was hoping to get myself in a feature mask. Bambi got featured. Congratulations, Jason and that Bambi player. He did a wonderful job. Okay, so now we're going to get into some like the side gripes from getting out there. The event, and I'm sure most of the creators out there that will back me up here, you might see this from other Union Arena creators out there. We're all in unanimous thought that Bandai needs to separate the IPs. You need to have a dedicated crew for the Union Arena, for the Dragon Ball Fusion World, for the Gundam, for the One Piece. You need to have designated crews to watch all of those games. People that understand it. You get a hype man. You did a good job in hiring some hype man. Because those who don't know, they hired 2 guys that came over from esports. I've never heard of these people. I guess they're really good with League of Legends. I'm sure they do a great job in League of Legends. And they had some hype men doing this. They didn't know the card game. You had people that were doing the commentary over it that clearly didn't understand the card game, were telling people the game's over, he's just stalling for time. They were just doing random stuff. They didn't realize the Bambi player had it. It was the most epic comeback. All of us who were watching it outside in the competitors were, waiting for them to finish so we could keep our tournament going. We're watching it on our phones, going crazy with the fact that he was able to come back. You missed the most dramatic, and you had a little bit, I'm not saying you missed it 100%, but you could have drafted up the most dramatic comeback in history. That video with Bambi is one of the most epic comebacks I have seen in Union Arena coverage in a long time. It's only been around for a year and a half, but this was a match to watch. I highly recommend you go watch that Union Arena match. Go check that thing out. That Bambi player, Jason, came back from what should have been dead. Most of us were like, he's done. He's done. We hadn't seen what was in his yard. We didn't know what he had. But we're looking at him as like, he's done. And the announcer's like, he's done. And they're like, is there a way he can come back? No, there's not. He can't come back from this. Oh, no. And they were talking and they were chatting. They were running their mouth about other things. And here we go. Jason finds the line and comes back with an epic finish. Something that was kind of captured. You had a little bit of excitement. You could have dramatized the crap out of this and made this an epic viral moment for all Union Arena players. Because there are games like that, like the one that I described to you before the break, and this, and outside, that were happening and occurring with these epic comebacks, these epic flips in life, these epic changes of the game state, stuff that you could have dramatized to make awesome TV. Stuff that people would tune into, stuff that would encourage people to get into our card games because they're like, wow, this is insane. But you need to separate the IPs. You can't, the hype man was a good idea, but these guys from Dota and League of Legends, they don't know anything about the card games. They might know a little bit, but they don't know the intricacies of different decks and what they're doing in the deck structures. They weren't selling deck techs. They weren't selling these. Oh my God, he's 1 in 1,000 people that participated with this event or this deck. Oh, he's a player who's qualified from these 2 places. They told no story. Everything was lacking from storytelling perspective. This is why I do the championships on this channel, because I like to build a story. My players, as they build and they defeat and they win and they lose, they climb themselves to the top to be in the championship at the final of the end of it. That's why I do what I do, to build a story, to tell a story, to say this person fought from here, played this deck, played this, tweaked these things, came back from this loss. The next couple weeks was dominating. All this stuff was so much drama potential and storytelling potential that you ruined because you had 1 Union Arena match, like 2 One Piece matches. I don't know how many Gundam and maybe some Digimon. I was too busy playing. Sorry, guys. I don't know what was happening. But you had piecemeals where people were like, who are these people? What is this deck? What is this game? You didn't do anything to sell the deck tech. You didn't do anything to sell the story. You gotta separate them. You can make the revenue back in advertising and your financial return from people watching the game and the hits from YouTube. That's how I'm trying to make my money. I know it's not much now, but you got a greater following than I do. That's for sure. You had millions of views on this stuff. I'm not in million views territory. That pays for some of this stuff. That pays for your casters. That pays for the people that the camera equipment and some of these events. That's already being paid for by all the people paying to get into the events, paying for your side events, paying for your product, paying for your paying for the autographs and the gotcha games that you had. Those little ball things that were really fun. You had so much to make money on. I know you made profit on this, and you could have easily made even more profit had you separated them into each respective IPs. So you're probably going to see from a lot of us creators out there that please, Bandai, separate the IPs and sell a story. Make this a production. You are missing out on some amazing gameplay that could be the one thing that turns the tide and says, I want to play this game more than I want to play Magic the Gathering. I want to play this game more than I play Riftbound. I want to play this game more than I play Star Wars Unlimited or any of the other card game choices out there. Because these guys are selling a story. They're selling some epicness. They're making this an actual esport with millions of viewers rooting in, cheering in, getting the little claps together, talking about how great this game is. This is the potential you could have, but you're letting it go because you're throwing a lackluster hodgepodge, I guess is the best way I could look at it, of these random games with no storytelling, no one to understand what's happening, no one to explain what's going in the meta. That truly, I mean, yes, there was some commentary, but they're not selling it the way you need to sell a story, because that's what you do as a content creator. All of us out there, the ones that are doing it the best, they're telling a story. They're building you up. They're letting you up with the epic climaxes, and they're letting you down with epic fails. They're drawing up these great emotional stories where you could have had Jane and her amazing dominance in these other tournaments where she's been crushing it left and right in these other events. The people she's had to overcome, her humbleness, and truly, she really is one of the most humble players I've played. You could have been talking about Jason, who took a very rogue deck into this tournament and was almost able to top 16, was killing it with Bambi. Sadly, I don't know what happened in the other ones, but just there was so much. Uchiha says, in Gundam, it feels like they weren't emphasizing the armor misplay enough. Yeah, I saw that too, actually, on the way back. I was watching some of the back feed, but yeah, they missed a lot of the misplays and stuff that they could have oh, this is going to change the game. Because in chess, if you make a misplay or you make a bad move, that is the determining factor to whether someone can come back in the game. This is the story you're trying to tell. This is the stuff you're trying to dramatize. This is the stuff that goes viral for us. Epic wins out of nowhere. Comebacks, changes, turn the tides. This is how wrestling has made money for 40 years. And it's scripted. You get this content unscripted, so it's realistic. It's, what is that foreign object on the field? Oh my God, could you believe he turned the tide on this? This is real life turn the tide dramatization that you are missing out on because you're lazily putting all of the IPs together in the same event, and you're dealing with these toxic communities that are oh, turn off this, I want to watch One Piece. Oh, I don't want to watch this, I want to watch Gundam. Oh, I don't like this game. You're getting all that nonsensical BS in the chat that you don't need to be reading, and I'm glad you didn't, because it was to you all out there. If you guys were a bit, complaining about all that stuff, stop it. Stop it. Other people have other likes. Bandai should have separated them. I'm not going to say that they shouldn't have. For you One Piece that only want to watch One Piece, you should have had a day of nothing but One Piece. Nothing but One Piece decks going head to head and epic gameplay. That's all you should have seen. For you guys like Gundam, that's all you should have been able to see. And they should have made all of them available for people to watch whichever game they wanted to. And then if there was something epic, they could go back onto YouTube and rewatch it. Or you could take clips and you could start putting those things on your social media. It'd do a lot better for advertising than, there's a new set coming out, buy my product. Hey guys, Union Arena has new set coming out, buy my product. Hey, look at shiny card that we just did, buy my product. It's lame. No one's interacting with that. I like to see it. I think it's beautiful, but it's not gonna get people from outside of the game to be like, ooh, what's that about? They were having fun. That's great. Can I play that game? What game is this? What do I do? How do I play this game? Oh, who's teaching me how to play? Where can I buy product? That's how you grow the game. Your advertisement right now is new shiny object. Just got printed today. Buy my product today. It's lame. You're a multi-billion-dollar company and you're selling advertisements that didn't work in the 80s. Start celebrating the game. Start getting the dramatized stories. Start getting those epic moments that you can clip and you can farm and you can throw out to people so they'll say, oh my God, this game is so much fun. And to you other creators out there that see this stuff, clip this stuff. Make some dramatization out of it. Do what you can that I can't do with the limited time I have. Celebrate this stuff. It's insane. You're missing out on so much money. Do you hate money, Bandai? Do you hate money? I digress. All I'm saying is get a staff for each game. Get knowledgeable people that understand the decks, that understand the people, and you have very affordable labor here on YouTube, Twitch, maybe even Kick. I don't know what's on Kick. X social media accounts. You've got people on all these things that would gladly or professionally be able to handle those roles. You got Pro DM Joey. You've got several of the creators that I'm in my creator room with that I talk to on a regular basis in the Union Arena creator group. You've got One Piece groups with Luffy TV. You've got Eggman. You've got all these people that are doing great jobs. Vampire would be a great person if he wasn't playing the game that you could have hosting each one of these games and have some epic storytelling with people that are passionate about your games, are passionate about the story, and if you just teach them how to dramatize it a little bit or try to hype it up a little bit, I promise with a little bit of feedback, these guys could beat the people in League of Legends and Dota. It's not hard to teach people how to be a hype man. It's really not. And you could easily do it. Uchiha says, also Bandai needs better managing. They shouldn't be sitting, be right back screen for over 20 minutes over at a time. Well, see, that's what happens when you're trying to transition between these different games that are having different time clocks and they're having different rounds. That's what happens when you don't. Magic the Gathering will start recording 2 hours early, so their be right backs are nothing because all that middle time for maybe like overtime and delayed game, all that stuff gets kind of condensed. So that's just a production thing. So I mean, Bandai, if you did separate them, you start recording at 10 when the games start, you go live at noon, and you start showcasing game to game to game to game to game. And then if you have a professional crew out there, if something was missaid or maybe someone misspoke or said something inappropriate, bleep, you got a chance to bleep that out. You get a chance to even add some commercialization. You have moments where you can add this zoom in on a specific card saying this was the game changer. You have production time to add really cool features to the game here. I got a comment from YouTube, says, I work for Bandai, that's not their concern, and there are too many bad actors. Trust is hard to earn. All right. Well, actually, great comment here. I'm sorry. Let me get this up here. I'm not gonna dox you if you guys want to see this person up there. So this person works for Bandai. It's not their concern. I understand with the bad actors. You're gonna have to deal with that in every business. You can't tell me you've worked for a company and you haven't had someone who's doesn't do their lift, doesn't pull their weight. There are some bad actors out there. You have to find these gems in the rough. This is 101. Not everyone that acts in movies is good at what they do. Now, everybody who is a director is good at what they do. Not every writer is good at what they do. You cultivate a society, a group of people, to create the talent and reward the people that are doing well, and create the community that can produce these things to make a great show. That's work that every company does. This is not unique to Bandai. I work for a company for the government. We have people that don't pull their weight. We let them go. We have to, good management lets go of the dead weight that's not doing what they're supposed to, or bad actors, and gets them out there and rewards the good actors to create a good cohesive team. A good manager will make that happen. That is not unique in any way to I'm Bandai, I'm Nintendo, I'm name said product. And whether you want to or not, sure, it's not your prerogative. I can't force you to. I'm telling you, I'm giving you this free advice that you could make money if you took this seriously. You could sell the game that you want to better than any advertisement that you could drum up. You could go spend $5 million on a professional studio crew that says, shiny new cardboard, buy it, please. And they'll keep doing these very lackluster advertisements for you that don't bring in business, that don't sell things, that don't actually improve your game attention and awareness. And whether you care or not, I don't care. It's your money and you do what you want. I'm telling you, I'm giving you advice that if you want good advertisement, you want stuff that's going to make people click on your content genuinely, not because you got them with a fake porn click or some stupid click madness stuff, not some clickbaity nonsense. I'm talking genuine quality entertainment, something that is severely lacking in a lot of media today. And if you took it seriously, you could make billions and trillions and become your own mecca area, but you have to take it seriously. And you have to work through the bad actors. You got to work through. Everybody has bad actors. Everybody. Cops are bad. There's always bad cops. There's good cops too. There's always bad lawyers. There's good lawyers too. There's always bad politicians. There's good politicians too. Everything is not unique to having bad actors and having things that you got to work through. But your job as a company, regardless of what you do, you have to find the good actors, promote them, and work out the weeds. Tablo Tony says, "What is this guy yapping about?" Nothing. Tazzy, good to see you. Another comment here says, "It's valid. It becomes very cultural in a way. It can become very cultural. Absolutely. And this is just me trying to give you unsolicited advice that you can take or leave. It's up to you. But this is what the player base wants. You love the surveys. I fill out all your surveys repeatedly. I put these comments in there. I talk to people about these. I encourage other people to put them in the surveys because I'm coming from a place who talks to the player base, who gets the feedback from the player base, and says, this is what we need to improve our product. And I'm trying to do that for you guys because I do the same thing. I take the advice that they give you or say, I wish Bandai would do that, and I try to implement it in my channel and my content to make it better. Because I know I'm in competition with a billion other things you could be doing, and the only way I can grow is if I make my product better than everybody else's. That's capitalism 101. Real capitalism. You got to make your product better than everybody else. You got to be realistic. You're in competition with the world. People could play video games. People could be watching movies. They could be watching TV. They could be hanging out with their friends. They could go out drinking. They could do whatever they want to. They got a million things they could be doing in today's society. And you want their attention to come to your channel and pay attention to you and say, hi, what's up? Good to see you. Glad to be here. And my devious little butt gives away free packs. I give away free money that could be thousands of dollars. Seriously, thousands of dollars worth of value. And these cards out here for free, just for joining me, because I'm trying to deviously get you to comment in my threads. And since it's your first time, the guy that I've been talking to from Bandai, if you would please put !join in the chat, and I'll put you on the wheel for the free giveaway. This is not going to get given away. I'll talk about this one a little bit. Not yet. I am going to give this away. But I am giving away 2 packs at the end of the stream. Then I'll open these up and give you whatever the contents are free of charge. It takes nothing more than this !join in the chat. And Tablet Tony, thank you. And these packs go out free to you. No charge. Even like people like Tony out there who live, God knows, not in America. All right, so going back into, let's see, I talked about the event, the things that I wish I would have done better. Here's the glory times, guys. I got some picture frames. I want to show you guys some of the greatness that was the Bandai Card Fest. So at the end of the day, I was able to pick up quite a bit of awesome product. I was super excited. Evangelion was sold out in this local area, so I was super excited to be able to get some access to Evangelion. I got a Pier B box for $109. This thing's like $600 on aftermarket. They cut the plastic. Thank you. Great job. Do that. Stop the scalpers. They let me get 2 of the anniversary illustration boxes. I got some decent cards inside. I got my pick of a mat. I went with the Soul Leveling. I got, of course, this is my top 64 prizing. I got sleeves that I wanted to get. My limited edition Gunpla. I got G-Quux because I love that unit. It's really cool. Got myself the binder from that's been given out this season. Super excited to actually get access to it. $15, great value. These cards are amazing and they make your decks look really super beautiful. I would love that they would start doing this, please, with Union Arena, please. Please. Thanks for !join. All right, let's go into the next one. Of course, this is my top 64 prize here. A little bit peacock in here. I was definitely wearing a lot of different colors. Had a lot of different stuff for One Piece. Back here is the Digimon crew. Over here was the Gundam people. And of course, we're over here in the Union Arena section. Really looking forward to solo leveling. It's coming out in 2 months, guys. Stay tuned. It's going to blow this game up through the roof, in my opinion. Got to meet my absolute favorite person in Union Arena. I can't keep remembering her name. I keep screwing it up. 1 second. Akari. Sorry, Fujimoto. Akari Fujimoto. Got to meet her. I now have a successful 3 APs. Let's see. I have met her so many times that each time I meet her, I get her to sign stuff for me. I got her to sign my Toto. And I've now officially met her enough times to get every single one of my APs signed by Akari. Great person, great director. She does an amazing job. I am thoroughly blown away by the choices that she makes and the IPs that she chooses. Chef's kiss. You're doing a great job. Please keep up the great work. I love this. She got in the booth, got to talk to her for a little bit, asked her to do something that I'm hoping that will take some leverage. Now, they have listened to me on certain respects, and I, not maybe just me, but maybe the people, because I talk for the people. So, how much I spent on sealed product on the Vegas trip? In sealed, $410. Overall value, based on current FOMO pricing, I am over $7,000 in value and product. FOMO pricing. Opening 2 cases of soul leveling. Good choice. Good choice. You're gonna love it. Like, there's so much money in here. I also got an AP signed by her from the demo event. These were limited edition. You could get these if you did the survey during the demo event for the soul leveling. Got her to sign this one as well. Got 2 of them because a friend of mine did the soul leveling demo and said he didn't care, so I got 2. Of course, Witten got some extra action points and stuff for the ticketing stuff and asked people if they cared about their action points so I get play sets. A lot of great stuff. Loved meeting her. I got to talk to her. They're doing something really cool, and this is why your feedback matters, guys. We'd asked them specifically, could you please do prize cards for people who represent an IP, but they're like the very few people that do it. So to prevent everyone from just being meta slaves, you get people similar to me, that maybe this is greedy, but like the Bambi player. Let's use the Bambi player as an example. Bambi was like the only Bambi player there. And having done so well, I believe the Bambi player deserved to have some kind of Bambi prize, personally. There were other Kenpachi decks, which can technically be Bleach. So, but as a Bleach player, that person did the best in the Bleach IP. And I thought, why not give a prize card in Bleach for that person that did the best in Bleach? Make one for JJK, make one for Code Geass, make one for Kenshin, make one for Evangelion. There's all the IPs. Encourage the people who only play their IP of their favorite choice to play for 2 trophies. 1 to get the top, but 2 to be the best performing in that IP. They're doing it for top 32, and only if you're like the 1-of-1 representative. That's how they're issuing it right now. I talked to her specifically and said, you need to open it up to all IPs, please. Every single one. So you, anyone who wants to play some off-meta Full Metal Alchemist, off-meta Attack on Titan, and other IPs that want to bring those decks in to make in spicy tournaments, because they are good. They're not meta top deck what's the word I'm working with? Very, very I'm not going to say they're not competitive, because they are competitive. They're just not as consistent, sadly. They're not as, they don't have as much removal. They're lacking a little bit of power from those other people, but they are still good and they can still win. I've seen them win smaller tournaments. I've seen them do pretty well. Luck is still a factor, but you could get these people to play these other IPs. Maybe they're like, I only play Attack on Titan because I only like Attack on Titan. Okay, well, that person can get rewarded in your game for not only being a diehard Attack on Titan fan who probably bought more cases than you could shake a stick at, but also reward that person for saying, hey, I stuck with this IP because I love this IP, and I did the best with Attack on Titan, so I got a really cool prize card that was unique to Attack on Titan, my favorite IP. Please do that. She gave me that look like, oh, it sounds like a good idea. She also gave me that look like, aren't we already doing that? Yes, which I explained to her. You are. It hasn't rolled out yet. It's coming soon. But do it wider than top 32. Because some of these decks are not going to top 32. So, let's get back into it. Someone else is laughing. I don't know what that was. Okay, of course, got to get a picture with the ladies for the set coming out this weekend. Stay tuned. And by the way, if you haven't heard the news, they are going to reprint this. So we're going to have a second wave of it. Don't worry if you don't get the first wave. There will be a second wave coming, and hopefully that will deter the scalpers from buying the product out and preventing people from being able to get the cards. Not all of them, obviously, but if you stop buying from them, they'll stop buying it. They'll stop creating false senses of scarcity. Got my Rappy picture ready to go. They had a wonderful picture booth here. Of course, had to get mine with Soul Lovelane. Jinwoo will be a deck of choice. I will be playing it as soon as it comes out. Obviously, going to the shadow mode, I'm going to be playing purple. This deck looks insane. Just on the limited stuff that we got spoiled, this is good power creep. I think this is going to be fantastic for the game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the players that join us. This is the demo deck that I got to participate with. If you read down here, this cannot be used and played in tournament play, so obviously they're not legal cards. But it was really nice to play with some of the new cards from Soul Leveling, and I gotta say the artwork and the designs for these, chef's kiss. Fantastic job. Come on. Is that it? Let's see. Product. Okay, got to meet the Buggy player. This was great. Good job. Welcome in. I know we got some Buggy fans out there. The guys did a great job with this costume. Love meeting this dude. He was a great dude. Just wanted to showcase that there were a bunch of cosplayers and it was a lot of fun. My media manager and camera person did not make it into the event, sadly, so I was kind of split with trying to take my own pictures, and as you can see, I'm not the greatest. That's why I have a team that does pictures and videos. But sadly, they didn't make it into the guest list. Got to meet her the third time in the event because, of course, she watched my first round event, and then I met her in the meet and greet, and then she did the announcement for another exciting set. Gurren Lagann has been called into it. Yes, drill your way to freedom. Gurren Lagann has been announced. She announced it here and showcased her altered out Kaburabachi decks. She had completely max foiled Kaburabachi decks, and I don't know if that was a signal that she said that this is her favorite, because she did tell me to get the manga, which, by the way, I already own. It's great. Kaburabachi is definitely going to be a great set that's going to be power crept. Is going to power creep a bit into this format. I've looked at the decks; they are super good, and they do terrify me as a total player, especially. Uchiha says, "Please, I hope Soul Leveling doesn't make me hate this game." I doubt it. You're going to have Soul Leveling players, but you can beat these decks. There are ways to beat the deck. But it was great to meet her. Loved it. She was great. Got to hear the announcement about Gurren Lagann joining the fray of different IPs that are going to be in the game. Super excited to see what those cards look like, and super excited to see them. This is a year to be excited about if you're a Union Arena player, because the IPs are phenomenal. Great close up here. See if I can get you guys a little bit closer. These cards look absolutely gorgeous in person. This is the manga set of manga sets because it's not animated yet, but they got them nice and colorized and beautiful pictures directly from the panels of the Kaburabachi anime or manga, which I highly, highly recommend that you guys get into. It's very good. Very, very good. And this is bound to be a very, very competitive, at the level of Soul Leveling, in my opinion, good deck, especially the red. Uchiha says, I know I'm just messing. No deck is unbeatable. I think it's just more worried about these decks I've worked on hard fizzling out. That's the beauty of it. I've been playing JJK for as long as you guys know, and it's still doing well. It's not just because of it's Toto, but these decks, Bambi, shocked everybody. Bambi is as old as Volume 2 from Bleach. It's 6-7 months old. Guys, the IPs can do it. You just have to encourage the players to try, to experiment, to stop being meta slaves and saying, new shiny thing must be good because new shiny thing. Like, I knew Eva was good, but I knew it wasn't unbeatable. I smoked that deck. Here's my prize support for fourth place in the competitive competitor only side event that I was able to play in. Got myself the Aaron Jaeger. I didn't get a choice. They just gave these away. But this was my prizing that I was able to get. And of course, from doing the sticker book challenge here, I got this. So these three right here were my prizes. I'm super excited because I got to complete my set of finalist AP. Uchiha says, new shiny thing, cough, cough, certain individuals who will remain nameless, cough, 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 cough. Yeah, right? Let's see, what else we have in here? I think that's it for the event. I think I pretty much covered it all. They had awesome demo events. Please keep those up, Bandai. That thing was awesome. They did it for Gundam. They did it for Soul Leveling. They did it for Digimon. Please keep that stuff up. The prizes, those really cool tokens that you get, that make it unique and fun to go into it. Definitely recommend it. These things are going for like $150 to $200, somewhere around there. It's FOMO. It's FOMO, guys. Wait for it to die down. Who knows? It might go back up because I thought these were going to be a part of the demo giveaway, but apparently they're giving away alt arts different for the demo. So maybe these will be a one and done. Who knows? Only the market will tell. I also have this really cool pack that I won for being in the event. I haven't opened it yet. I was waiting to save this with you guys. I'll open this when I do your pack giveaway. And let's go into some of the product. You saw firsthand, I got, of course, the limited edition to the event, Freedom Gundam. One of the decks I'm playing in Gundam, so I got this because it was exclusive to the event. And I'm super excited to someday maybe have time to open and put this together and paint it. We got ourselves the grab bag for all the stuff there, the magazine. Is there anything else in here? Just a fun little gimme bag that everybody got for attending. I got the pre-release, by the way, the Bandai thing that they did for the pre-buy stuff. Bandai, keep doing that. Please keep doing that. That line was smooth. The whole thing, that whole process was great. And I don't like the lottery, but I guess I like the idea like you could buy the Bandai stuff previously, then go in and you don't have to worry about massive lines. But these got some great product in here. Super excited to get my very first Alt Art EX resource. I haven't been able to pull anything else yet, but I was super excited to get this one. Silhouette and Aerial pilots, for those who don't know about Gundam. But came with a very sweet EX resource alt. Of course, as you saw earlier, got my Soul Leveling with the 3 AP. 3 AP. Bandai, that's a smart idea. That was really smart. But 3 of the Soul Leveling AP that you can get from this one, unique to this mat. This mat did not sell out, which means there are fewer of these out here than there are of that $1,600 Nami mat that people were going insane about. Which, by the way, will not be $1,600 forever. Do not buy $1,600 out of this FOMO price beyond belief. That is ridiculous. No mat should be going more than $200, $300 a piece. Got myself the Gundam box in play. I'll probably be opening this up on channel for some other content, but really excited to get this. Sad I can only get one because I like to give away one as a prize support for tournament play and then one for my collection, but I can only get one, and that's the case. It's all right. You gotta watch those scalpers. Let's see. Prize support mats, posters, and I think you guys saw the product I bought. So yeah, that's pretty much. Let's see. Did I forget anything? Told you guys about the tournament play, which was fantastic. Definitely recommend you guys play in the competitive circuit. Oh, you got 2 of the Soul Leveling mats. How did you do that? Oh, because you work for Bandai. Okay. Well, congratulations for getting 2. I couldn't get back to the retail. As a competitor, it was impossible to get back into retail, so I don't know if there was a way to get a second time in line. There was too much to do, too little time. With all the side events they had, they had fire and goes. This is one of the things I've been stressing, where I told them multiple times for the last 4 Bandai that I went to, Bandai Fest that I went to, please do some fire and goes, do some more side events, do some more side events. They heard you, they listened to you, and they did it. They managed thousands of people, not perfectly, it's okay. They managed thousands of people in 8-man pods to fire and go, fire and go, fire and go, with adequate judges, with adequate amount of resources. Was it perfect? No. You can't be perfect managing 2,000 people. Stop being unrealistic. Be patient with these people. They managed 2,000 people with fire and goes. A lot of people were very, very happy with how many side events they were able to fire and promos they were able to give away and events that they were able to host. They did a very good job with the people that they had available. Seriously, hats off to the judges. Hats off to the staff. You all did phenomenal. Out of how many people you had to manage in that event, you fired off more events than I've seen Magic the Gathering do. I'm not even kidding. I've been in Magic the Gathering events and all those big tournaments for over 20 years, and I have never seen that many IPs, that many people per table, fire and go, fire and go, fire and go, 64 pod, here's a 32 pod. They had a really cool, and I almost forgot to say this. Gundam assembly looks great. Yes, the Gundam kits look great too. I couldn't get into those the Gundam kits because they wouldn't let me as a non-Gundam competitor during the competitor day. But I couldn't get through. I wish I could have got those kits. I'm begging my mom to go to Chicago to pick me up a kit. But the painting kits, the painting stuff aside, they had painting sessions where they're teaching you guys how to put the Gunpla together, the little minis, and how to paint them. It was great. It was brilliant. That section was phenomenal. They had the stage where you could watch the gameplay for all the finals. That was fantastic. They did a good job there. Great crew, great group of people. They had great like big cardboard games so you could play giant side One Piece for fun, which was kind of neat. It was just a unique experience. They had those really cool gotcha little what do you call it, spin things where you get a random orb of your favorite IP stuff. That stuff was fun. It's always fun to have that stuff. They had so many great events and opportunities, and there's this one that they did test for this, and I haven't finished the survey. I need to get back into it. But they had this thing where it was a random meetup, and you would get into this event, get registered, and once you finish your match, you could go find an opponent. It would find someone in the room, match you with them, and send you to a table number. Once you finish that match, you reported the results, find a member. If you play 5 or win 3, win 3-1 myself, play 5 or win 3, you go get your prizing, and the tournament's over. Prizing was great. The prizing was fantastic. I pulled a Zoro, gave that to my artist because she collects Zoros. I think it was going for $140. Said thank you for all your effort. Thank you very much. Gave her the Zoro, and I pulled the limb that I'm going to try and move on one of my limb players, Cam Sharp, when I get back into get back into Lifelink here in a little bit. But had some really cool championship prizing cards. They had some great promos. They had great people that were waiting for the line. They had a super drop that was crazy. That thing went nuts with all the people there. But that event, let me get back to it. I'm sorry. That event, that Fire and Go, is something you should sincerely think about doing more in the future. Your verification process was perfect and flawless. Your ability to get these people to just manage themselves, so you don't have to go back, get the judge, find out. As soon as you're done with your match, find your next opponent. That system in itself worked really well. I am thinking about talking to Chris about trying to doing the same thing for certain side events where you have a group of 40 people that just want to play the game. And what's better than saying these 2 people, quick, finish, go play, quick, finish, go play. And if you get 5 wins, congratulations, you get this prize support. Have fun. It's quick. It took 2-3 hours. We had people just seamlessly find their opponent, go to their table number, play a game, had a lot of fun. Met a lot of great players. It was so much fun to meet the players out there. And it had some great conversations, talked about our favorite games. It is a very good system. You did a very, very good job, Bandai. Very good job. So keep it up. Please introduce this to the other games, not just One Piece. I think this is a great way to do some tournament runs in the future. And if you can isolate it like you did that time, you could be feeding players for days with that system because it worked flawlessly. The matching, the tabling numbers, the recording your wins and loss, and going into a person saying, hey, I did 3 wins, scan me. Cool, I win. Okay, next. Fire and Go. Uchiha says, when you come to the shop, can I borrow some APs for UA? I seem to have forgotten mine at home. Of course you can. Of course you can. You know I do. I got tons. I got every deck built for Union Arena. I got APs for days. The matchmaking was fun. Yeah, it really was. That was really good. I think that was probably the best idea as a tournament organizer I've seen introduced into tournament organization in a long time. I was blown away at how good that was. So hats off. Good job. All right, this is your last chance to get yourself into the wheel. If you haven't hit exclamation point during do, I have to get to the studio, start doing some recording, get some content ready because I'm going to be getting myself spun back up next week starting Monday. We're back at it again, guys. We're back. Humbro Pie going live nearly every day with card games that you love to see, and we're going to have better and better stuff coming your way now that the studio's up and running. Easy, good to see you. Multipass, good to see you. Getting your names added now, making sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. Making sure I didn't miss anybody on YouTube. Got those. All right. I think we're ready. We're ready for the pack giveaway. These are, and if those that don't know, Multipass says, I missed all the conversation. How do you rate your overall experience 1 to 10? 1 being the lowest. As I like to say, follow the 9s. This was a 9. This is a 9. Those who don't understand, follow the 9's philosophy. People who put 9 on a survey are people who want to see and know that you can't be perfect, but you can do better, and want to see you succeed. A 8 and 9 are people that are fans of your game, that love your stuff, but know that you could do better. People who put 10s don't care about your survey. They're just putting 10 because they're just moving on. They don't care. They're not real serious. People who put 1s, they're not your customer. Move on. But if Captain, good to see you. If you follow an 8 or a 9, follow the 9s is the philosophy. They did a brilliant job for what they had. Please fix the lines. Please fix the process of giving competitors their stuff. Please divide the IPs for the videos. Tell stories. Make this a media monster. Please print more. But when it comes to tournament organization, the events that you held, the advanced amount of stuff that you were allowing people to get into, it is night and day difference, quality improvement for firing events, for event coordination, for stuff to do while at the event. There's still more you can do. You can bring in voice actors. You can bring in some other people to help sell some boosts. You could bring in some vendors to sell to help you out with some singles for people who want to play certain games and need singles. That definitely needs to happen. I'm glad I got home too. Thanks, Captain. Appreciate you. But overall, it's a 9 experience. You listened to the player base. You fixed so much from the last 2 Bandai Card Fests. It was night and day experience, guys. No more scalper games. No more people buying out products so no one else can get it because they got the advanced QR codes. No more nonsense with people pushing and shoving for retail. Perfect execution. Perfect way to get people to access to the retail. If you didn't get what you didn't want, I'm sorry. That's part of the game. They only have so much. Print more. Print more. But they did a brilliant job as compared to how I've been in those other retail nightmares. This was chef's kiss. To all the players out there that baited and qualified, congratulations. You do deserve a pat on back regardless if you topped. You did well, and I hope to see you in the future future competitions. Let's get to the pack giveaway. Said print more isn't as easy as everyone thinks. Okay, you're right. You're right. Sorry, we have a YouTube commenter. Print more is a lot easier said than done. There's a lot of competing factories that they have to put in certain orders for. You have months in advance. You have to put these placements. You have product demand. If you guys don't know, they're competing with all the rest of the card printing companies, the sports cards, the other games out there. Magic's having the same problem. Riftbound's having the same problem. Saying print more is easier said than done. It's just a suggestion to say, please, you have a high demand. Please meet demand. That's all we're asking. I know that it is incredibly difficult because there's logistics. I put that order 4 months ago. I didn't know demand was going to be that high. There's getting stuff stolen off the back of a truck that we saw for the EB stuff. There's bad actors within the distribution network. There's bad actors in the printing network sometimes, and there's only so much you can dedicate, and you don't want to overprint because overprinting can lead to a product failure. So you have to find that perfect number to meet demand. But I will say, is for Union Arena. Right now, you're meeting demand. I think that it's gonna get worse for you soon. So stay tuned. But right now, you're doing a pretty good job for printing in Union Arena. Digimon, I think you're doing a pretty good job for printing Digimon. Gundam, you're getting closer. You're getting closer. One Piece, you are miles away, brother. This is a hot, loved game. You are miles away from meeting demand. And there's nothing to apologize for. I don't blame you. It is so much easier for me to sit back and say, print more, print more. I want more candy, daddy, than it is for me to realize that it does take a lot of work. There's a lot of extra things behind the scene that I'm not giving enough credit to. You're doing the job that you can do, but know that demand is high and you got to meet it if you want to maximize profit. Easy to get, yeah. All right, let's get our first wheel pick for the day. First winner. Lithium! First time comment today. Lithium, I know I've seen your name before. Where's my pen? There it is. Lithium, congratulations. I don't know if you're still out there. I know you came in earlier, but congratulations. I'm going to have to hit you up and get this pack out to you. Your name looks very familiar. I feel like I've seen you in my Discord. If not, please get in my Discord so I know how to get, I can DM you to get your information. Rigged indeed. Thank you, Got to Literal. Put rigged in the chat, everyone. If you didn't win, even if you did win, put rigged in the chat because it was rigged. You didn't win. Lithium, congratulations. Let's see what you're walking away with today in this community box. Those that have not been a part of this and know what's going on, I open up every pack from the box, guaranteed that if it's a manga, if it's an SP, if it's some of these beautiful cards, that is guaranteed that you guys are walking away with some big, big money and not, you don't have to worry about me weighing packs or doing some nonsense and shadiness. I'm trying my best to get you guys a manga. Let's see if we can do it today. All right. Hachan. Cedar Pink. Kuro, Yasaku, Ingram, Salamander. Sorry, I'm screwing up with some of these. Gecko Warrior Leader Pack. You know what I love about this set? This don't mean jack. This don't mean jack. I love that they switched this. This is feedback in the making. They changed it, guys. This used to be the ultimate energy killer, the story killer, the big bad of every single box. Like, oh, 2 double rare pack. This sucks. Is it a double rare pack? Who knows? You know why I love these packs? Because out of 2 leader packs, I got 2 of these. Let's see if we can do it again. Kazuki Odin. First rare. No, we're not even there yet. Okay. Here we go. Please take me with you. I could be great help to you. First rare. Monkey D. Luffy. Good card. Good staple. Looking good, especially with upcoming sets. Come on, 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 come on. Ronor Zoro. SR? Just a rare. It can still be a double rare pack. It can still be a double rare pack. But it wasn't lights out just because we saw leader. That's what I love. It wasn't lights out. I'm sorry, Lithium. Just a double rare pack. Good value, good cards. Make sure you get 4 of each one to make sure that you're ready for every meta switch and change. Now, let's get into our second and last pack. Here we go, our last pack giveaway for today. I want you guys to tune in Monday where we're going to be giving more of these packs away. We're going to get back in the grind. We're going to start off with some One Piece. Into Tuesday, we're going to get ourselves ready for the recording for One Piece and some additional recording for some other card games, maybe even some shorts. Wednesday is going to be Riftbound and Flesh and Blood as we work our way through it. Thursday is going to be One Piece again. Friday is going to be Gundam. Saturday, Union Arena. And Sundays, when we put it all together and put it out in YouTube video content your way. Let's go. Spin the wheel, says Tony, who's impatiently wondering if he's going to win. Yeah, Tony, you're not even close. You're not even close. Plan OP tomorrow. Wish me luck. Oh, I do wish you luck. Multi-pass! What's this, number 8 for you, multi-pass? Tony, I know you're going to crush it. We built that deck for you. Bo is doing really well. Rigged indeed, multi-pass. Rigged indeed. Let's go. Dabbler Tony says, actually rigged. Actually rigged. His name wasn't even close. How far were you? You were on the opposite side of them. No, it passed you twice. So it passed your name twice. We're going to see what we got. Remember, every time I go live, I always give away free packs in the IP that I have to be covering. Today was Bandai Card Fest, and this is the hottest demand product, and so I'm always going to be giving away One Piece when I cover just the news. Hottest demand, highest profit, highest way of making some money for you just for being here. And I always appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much for being here. Join us for this Top Cut TCG. You just missed the giveaway, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Please come in, hit exclamation point join anytime I go live. You don't have to be here the whole time. Just have to hit that button and your chance to win a free pack. Literally no charge. Absolutely free. I sent it out to you. Shipping and handling all free on my end as a thank you for being here. All right, Silver's Rayleigh. It's our first rare. Can we get our first hit from the box? Can we? Yes! All right, multi-pass! Altar Virgo! Hit number 1 has been pulled. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have it go indeed. First hit, Virgo in the flesh. My man's wearing his hockey armor. Looking great. Look at the beauty. Gotta get this in the sleeve. Congratulations, that's huge. Let's see. I came over to Twitch instead. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you're from the you can enter twice, by the way. If you enter from YouTube and over from Twitch, I do count both your names. So it's just a way to get engagement of both of them. But I'm glad to see it. Thank you so much for following Twitch. But yeah, anytime I go live, you get in there. Hit, we just gave away the last pack though, Top Cut. I'm sorry. It is at the end of the stream. I give away 2, if not more, sometimes big. I do have an announcement to let you guys know what's going on. I don't know if Chicken Tennies is still out there. I have finally decided how I'm going to give this card away. Those that watched the channel update, which is the last video on this channel, I said I pulled this from a double pack. This thing is going for like $1,600 right now. Pulled this from a double pack and I said, I'm going to give this away. I'm going to give this away. I am so excited to all of you supporting the channel, helping us grow, that there's no reason for me not to give away one of the greatest hits I've had so far to date in One Piece. So what's going to happen? I'm working with Chicken Tendies. We are going to do a tournament. We are going to have a tournament that's going to cap itself at around 120 people, if we can get that many people. It's going to be an online One Piece competition. Winner of said competition is going to walk away with the Zeus Nami mat, the one from Bandai Premium. It's going for like $150, $200, somewhere around there. The Zeus is going up pretty high. But we got a mat for the winner and a complete sealed box of EB02. I'm sorry, it's not EB03. I can't get that right now. But EB02, if I can get EB03, I'll upgrade. I promise you, I'll upgrade it for you guys. But winner will get that. Second place, we'll be walking away with some premium Bandai stuff and some prizing that I'll be working with Chicken Tendies. And if you win a round, you will have your name entered into the wheel. If you win again, you'll have your name entered into the wheel. If you can't play and you just want to watch, you can comment on YouTube, get entered in the wheel. You can comment on Twitch, enter in the wheel. And at the end of the day, one lucky winner from the spin of the wheel, player or watcher, will have their opportunity to walk away with this Bubble Zoro card. The tournament dates and stuff are going to be dependent on what I can get working with Chicken Tendies. So if you're not in my Discord, please do get in the Discord. We will be communicating through Discord, Patreon, and all of our social medias to let you guys know when the event is. Our 120-person online cup that we're going to be doing, I'll be doing casting of, and I'll be hosting live and taking all of your names and putting your names on the wheel. So even if you cannot participate on the day in the tournament, all I need is 5 minutes of your time to come into YouTube or over into Twitch, hit !join, and you're going to be entered. And every participant in the tournament, for every win in the event, your name will be entered again for the giveaway. First place will be guaranteed prizing of either EB02 or 3. If I can get a box. We'll see if I can get a box. A Nami Zeus playmat for the top prizing. Second place with some Bandai exclusives. And then we'll try to see what we can do based on packs and whatnot to give us some other pricing. Stay tuned for that. I got to work with Chicken Tendies to see how the rest of the lower type tier pricing will work. But that is what we're playing for, guys. A box that's worth EBO. I have a sealed box of EBO2 that's currently going for close to $600. The mat is going close to $200 to $300 with the. It's still sealed with the Zeus Nami that's going for like $200-300. That is $900 in prizing just for winning the event and an opportunity to walk away with what is currently $1,400 to $1,600 Bubble Zoro. And all I need from you is your time, patience, following, compatriots, and all that stuff. Stay with us. We got more to give away. Thank you all for listening to me wind on about my awesome experience at Bandai Card Fest. I hope to see you guys on the next big competition. I hope to see you soon. Starting Monday, we're back at the game. Every day playing some stuff. Get ready. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your patience. The studio's looking great, guys. I can't wait to showcase all the new stuff we have. New mats, new everything. Production quality is going through the roof. The stonks are crazy. Thanks for being here. And as always, stay home, bro. I'm waiting for me to do the thing.